Hello, hello, everybody. I'm so happy to have you with me tonight. You guys have no idea. Your messages have just been amazing. Your hellos, Renee, I'm so glad you're able to make it. I missed you on. Brandy's here. Barbara, Tammy, Chris, Brandy, I think I already said that. Maria's here. Kim Evans, hello, hello. Look at all my girls coming in here. There's Linda. Linda, I'm sorry you got COVID on your vacation. That's gotta suck. Hi, Beth. Jenny, Pauline. Look at all you guys. Anyways, I'm so happy to see you all tonight. I have a very special guest. As I said in the description, she's been an amazing support to me. She has promoted my channel. She has said nice things to me to other people so that I've had an opportunity to grow my audience, which I greatly appreciate because I've gotten to know a lot of you guys a little bit better. So, how about if we bring her on real quick? I know she's been missed. There
Hey,
she
everybody.
is. Hi, Sylvia.
So Linda caught COVID on her vacation. That really sucks.
Yeah, she said she didn't have any symptoms until right before she came home, so that's good. But she didn't
Oh,
like the
yeah.
food. She didn't like the food either. But Rosanna, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. The leg still hurts, but hey, that's to be expected. It's been less than a week since my knee replacement. It's been warm here, which is more irritating because I have to wear these silly compression socks. And then the ace bandage over the top of that. And I'm like, I just want these socks off. They're making me hot.
Yeah.
but all in all, not too bad. So,
Look, everybody is so happy to see you.
hi Beth. Hi Brandy. So yeah, it's
hello. They're all excited to see you.
well, I can't say you haven't been able to see me all week because I did post a recorded video for every day this last week, except for Saturday, which I would have normally had one. But I thought, hey, at least I'll give you something. But it'll be good to be back to the lives and everything. Hi, Charlie. And so yeah, I've been doing better, walking around the house. My husband and my daughter bought me a new little recliner. It's not as tall as wide as I expected it to be, but it is very comfortable, and I actually fell asleep in it yesterday. So that's good because it encourages me to get off of the bed because that's where I have been most of the time.
Yeah.
So and then I got to my bead desk. What's that?
I was just gonna ask, have you been back with your beads at all?
Just yesterday for the first time, and I didn't do a lot, but I did make this of earrings. Let's see if we can get them where I can see them. There we go.
There you go.
I made these earrings yesterday. Actually, after watching one of your videos, because you made a leather and large hole pearl with that little loop like, and I thought, you know what? I found a scrap of silver silk the other day. It's not big enough to make much of anything, but I bet I could make some earrings with those. So came out here and dug around, and the two pink beads are like a metal basket weave, and they came out of one of my scoops from Thunder Horse Descendant. Let's see, I got it the right way here. There we go. So they came out of a scoop from Thunder Horse Descendant. So and I found a pair of the connector pieces, so it's like, it's meant to be. So I put those together quickly, but I haven't really done much anything else. But I have come over to my desk a few times and messed around. I'm actually in my rolling chair, which I'm not supposed to be in because the doctor's office very specifically said, Don't get in rolling chairs because they'll roll out from underneath you if you're not careful, especially when you're trying to get back up to your walker. And I thought to myself, the wall is right over there. I'm just going to back my rolling chair up to the wall and then get in my walker because, hey, where's it going to go? It's just going to hit the wall if it tries to roll.
Of course you found a solution. Why am I not surprised? Hi, Leanna. She's
Oh,
glad to
Leanna's
see
on. Hi,
you.
Leanna.
Yes.
So, yeah, got some wonderful bruises going. Now, the doctor had told me you'll get bruises all up and down your leg. 3-4 days, no bruise. All of a sudden, a couple days ago, giant bruise just blossomed. I'm like, oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah, because it
And then I
hasn't, the bleeding
have
hasn't
this.
reached the surface of the skin yet.
There's that lovely one. I don't know if I can get it so you can see it. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Ouch, that looks painful.
It doesn't hurt at all. They blew one of my veins out when they were trying to put my IV in.
Yeah.
And it's because I told him, I warned him right off the bat. I warn everybody that's got to do anything with my blood. I have sinking veins. The minute you put a needle near them, they're going to run.
Yeah. I
And
always ask them to do it right here because I have a really good vein that goes along the top of my arm when it's like turned like that. But then I got one of those pesky lipomas, right? So they don't
oh
like to do
dear.
it there yeah, so they don't like to do it there anymore. But yeah, that's always the worst is the crook of the arm or the top of the hand. Those hurt the worst.
And
They
guess
cause
where it got
yellow.
to be? See there?
Yep.
Right, you can see it slightly bruised. There's the needle
Yeah.
hole. Um, and then of
Hi,
course,
Dorothy.
after they got it in the top of my hand, they wanted me to sign 3 or 4 papers. I'm like, you do know I have a needle in my hand, right? And you want me to sign a paper? I
I
said,
have
the
a
question
question.
ain't going to be very good.
Right. I have a question for you and any of
Hmm.
you. Do you guys have issues with your GS hypo? Because I have messed them up where the little needle will come out the side of the GS hypo if I'm not careful. And then today, this one, I went to roll it slightly and it popped on both sides and just started
Huh.
gushing. Look at my hands, they're all blistered up.
Uh-oh, that's right. You're allergic to adhesives. So am I. That's why I got that big bruise in the middle of my arm right here.
Yeah.
When they took my blood test, they, put tape to the cotton over it, and then I didn't pull it off in time. And by the time it was done, I had a big bruise there too. My GS hypocemia. There we go. Your tube looks bigger than mine.
Well, yeah,
I
you
always
use it.
have this little tiny tube,
Yeah.
but I don't use
That's
it
why
very,
I
very
have
much.
little tiny tubes. It's not
I guess it
actually
is. I guess yours is. It just looked like it was bigger because you had it closer to the camera. There it is. Mine's huge now too.
yeah.
I've never
Kim, what
had a
did you
problem
just
with
get?
mine,
Kim
but
said
the
I
only
just got
time,
mine yesterday. What did you just get? GS hypo? I don't know what she would
but
have gotten
but
yesterday.
I hardly squeeze this because I was warned that if you just hang it down, it's liquid enough that it will just start dripping on its own. And then the problem is getting it to stop to get the little needle back in.
Yes.
But
Yeah, I do too. Oh, she just got her GS hypo. Yeah, just be careful with it because, like I said, I've literally, I must
Randy
have had it.
Randy does that too. For some reason, hers blows out on her all the time too. I don't understand it. But then I only use this for stretch bracelets. For just
Oh,
about everything
see,
else, I use E6000. So,
I use this for leather because it allows the leather to move. And if it dries hard and then cracks, which it will as you move your hand and whatever else it's going to happen, it takes the coloring off. Just like I used to use the Sharpie method to like
right.
color in the ends of the leather until my son came home and was like, Mom, look, I've got Sharpie all over my wrist. So I was like, okay, got to figure this one out. I'm a lot like you. I can usually find a solution one way or another. And I just took out my thread burner and it works great. You just got to be careful. That's why I always said you're giving it a tan. You don't want it to burn. because if you
Yeah.
do, it gets crispy. It gets hard and crunchy and not fun. So yeah. Yes,
I
GS
I
Hypo.
usually use Loctite super glue on my leather, well, on my leather ends and things like that, because that's what leather cord advised when the first time I ever asked.
Yeah,
So,
but I like this because I can put the glue in the middle of the knot. So I
yeah, I've
put the
seen you do
needle
it
and
by shoving the little needle piece down into the leather knot,
and
and
then
and
you
I
don't see
understand
the
that.
leather. Yeah, then you don't
I
see the
haven't.
glue.
Right, that's true. And actually, I think when I did the barrel knots, when I decided to put a little glue on them, I did use your method of jabbing the needle into the knot itself and
Yeah.
using the GS Hypo cement. But
Yeah, it's nice because you don't have it, so it's great. You've tried Gorilla and E6000. Yeah, see, I don't like they dry too hard, and when they crack, it cracks the leather. So that's why I like the GS Hypo because
I
again, it's like rubber cement. It dries rubbery, and so it moves along with the leather without popping the leather or causing any problems with the color of the with the color they put over the top of it. So what does everybody think? I got my hair cut. I couldn't handle it. It was too long on the back of my neck. It was too long on the sides. It was driving me bonkers. Couldn't get it. Beth, I just put my finger up against the top. The only reason I blistered this time was because I had it all over my hands and I was on the phone with my granddaughter. So, of course, I didn't get it cleaned off right away. Speaking of, I've got to go find something so I can give you guys a little something something real quick.
actually, I have never had a problem with E6000 drying really hard. I use it for all my hair barrettes and things because it is a little bit rubbery when it dries, and so it'll flex some with the barrettes and stuff. I've never had a problem with that kind of thing, with it getting too hard. But
Okay, so I had a little request or a question, really. It wasn't really a request, but we're going to go away off the screen for just a minute, Rosanna, because
that's fine.
there she is.
Those are some cute ones.
Someone asked how the grandbaby was. She out of the blue started sucking her thumb. She figured out that she can stick her tongue out. She likes to blow little spit bubbles. And today, out of nowhere, she started sitting up. My daughter had her in the boppy, like reclined back, and she sat up. And so she called me and was like, you need to go check Snapchat. You need to see what your granddaughter's doing. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And so, yeah, she's adorable. We talk. I said, she was like sitting up, and I said, is it because mom's been calling you chunky? Mom called you chunky, so you decided you needed to start doing sit ups. And she started laughing and blowing spit bubbles, and it was the best ever. We talk quite a bit on Snapchat. It's my favorite thing to do. She will sit there and talk to me for like 30 minutes straight. I can't wait to go see her. I'm so excited. We're going not this week, but the following week. So it'll be great. Yeah, I just can't even. She's so cute. I've never heard of a baby like starting that at 3 months old. But she just like she's great. My daughter posted a thing on Snapchat the other day that said when you carry a child for 9 months and she looks exactly like her dad, which it happens to the best of us. But yeah, she's adorable. I cannot wait to go see her again. She's so expressive with her little eyebrows. Like she can cock one up and the other one down, which I can't do. And she makes the funniest faces. It's like the perfect like moment that you swear she knows what you're saying, but then you're also like, she's a baby. No, she's very expressive, so she's adorable, and yeah. Yeah. Then your 17-year-old grandbaby. Yeah. She's so sweet. I adore her. Can't get enough. Can't wait to go see her. And then my hubby bought me this for one of my anniversary gifts. Love it because it's lightweight and like makes this plain colored dress a little bit nicer. He was so sweet. He knows that I have some. Oh, Kim, of course. No, I have no idea where she got it. Zero. Nope. Don't know where she got it. Can't be me. I just yeah, it's great. I love being a Gigi. It's so fun. We were talking and I was like, yep, I want those videos where you see like the little girl standing by the window and Gigi comes into town and they go nuts. I'm like, that's my dream. That's what's gonna happen. But I'm also gonna take a bunch of these. I got these for like bead storage. I have like 4 different sizes. I really like them, but I got way too many of this size. And not only do they come with a cork top, but they come with like a silicone top that goes in place. So I figure my daughter is going to like make her own baby food and whatever else. So I figure I'll just take her some of those so she can make bigger batches and keep them in the fridge. But I warned her, okay, but you've got to take it out of that jar with something that was not in Selena's mouth because if you put the spoon in there the next time you go, it's liquid because baby's saliva is made to do that so that they can eat solids. So, yes, it's great. Yeah, I think so. I think he's got great taste. He picked me, didn't he? So, yeah.
There
I
he
know,
did.
Kim. I I would do more shorts, but I need to get up. I need to upgrade my phone. I'm just being stubborn and won't do it till the newest version comes out. So it's supposed to come out in August. So when it does, I'll upgrade my phone. I don't like that I can't record a video separately and then upload it on the shorts. You have to do it from your phone or
YouTube.
whatever else.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have done like my 5-second ear wire and I would have shorts on all of that. But my daughter said that she's going to help me when we're in California. She's going to help me like record a bunch of little shorts so I can then like put them up and whatnot. And she's going to help me figure it all out because, but yeah. Was talking about the grandbaby, but love you too. Thanks. Appreciate it. So are you listening to the doctor's advice? Are you being good other than sitting in your roller chair, Rosanna?
Yes and no. I'm behaving with my pain meds and that kind of stuff. I've got them staggered so that I take my Tylenol and then in 2 hours later I take my pain meds and then back to the Tylenol, so that I've got something to keep the edge off all the time. I'm not doing all my exercises I'm supposed to be doing, and I've been talking to myself about that. I have been doing some more than I need to, but others are like, yeah, I hate that one. But when they send me to PT in a few weeks, I'm going to have to do them. They're not going to give me a choice, so I
No.
probably should just get used to it.
Well, and I'll tell you just from experience that when they say to massage the area to break down any scar tissue from forming and all of that kind of stuff, it is difficult. Like I can't do it to myself, and Steven can't do it unless my face is covered because he
When you make a pained face, he wants to stop instantly.
yes, and I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
you've got to rub it out, or I'm gonna get horrible scar tissue, and it can cause other things. So yeah, but oop, you're in trouble with Beth.
I'm not surprised. So I'm probably in
She
trouble with
told
my
you,
doctor too.
yeah, she told you to listen, huh? And that you needed to do your exercises.
But
It's important,
there's
but
some I would do almost constantly, like the ankle one where they want you to move your ankle back and forth all the time to keep your blood flow going. That's something I've always done because I have diabetes, so I
yeah,
have a diminished blood flow to my feet anyway. So I've
mhm,
always done that. So it's just automatic. I just sit here and flex my ankle all the time. So,
yeah.
um,
But which ones are
but
you not doing?
the ones I'm supposed to do the most, the ones that you lay on the bed and you pull your heel towards your butt, because it hurts. But I do
Yes,
do them. I just don't force myself to pull it up really far because then it's like, why should I do something that's going to make it ache for hours? You know?
yeah.
but, but I do know I have to do that.
Yeah. Kim said, Beth, stop yelling. Yes, she needs to do them. You do need to do your exercises. Um, yeah, a week from now. Same thing with that. And if you ice it as often as they recommend that you do, the swelling stays down rather than staying on top of it. So, or like
Yeah.
having to try to fix it after the fact. And I got the compression socks that have zippers, so they're not as hard to put
Interesting. I've
on.
never heard of those.
They're
Huh.
expensive. They're
But
expensive, but
I've got like 3 pair of compression socks because they gave me 2 in the hospital, and then my daughter got me one since she is since she's in the CNA. So, and she makes sure they're on, and she makes sure that I have my ACE bandage on. Though they did tell me I could start taking it off for a couple hours at a time. Um, but she says your leg's still a little swollen, Mom. I would prefer if you have it on. so
yeah,
so
right.
puts it back on whenever I take it off. So
Well, I'm very glad that you have somebody there holding you to what you're supposed to be doing. That's great.
yeah.
But everything else went good. Your visit, how you were taken good care of.
Yeah. Yeah, it was my hospital room. I swear it was better than some of my hotel suites I've been in. It's like they had my bed, which I didn't find very comfortable, but they also had a little desk with a chair, a couch, and a recliner. And I had a little patio if I felt up to going outside, which I did not, but I could see out to my patio, which had flowers and everything. It was really nice. So,
Yeah,
but I actually didn't care for the hospital bed that much. I mean, I know they recline and everything, but my bum always hurt, because I'd always slide down into this one spot and I couldn't get out. So they said, well, would you be more comfortable in the recliner? So they moved me into the recliner, and it was a very comfortable recliner. I slept there the first night. So yeah,
yeah.
it was pretty good. I was pretty pleased. I wasn't thrilled that that first nurse blew my vein out so that I have this lovely bruise here.
Yeah.
But the patio is a incentive. Yeah, maybe it had French doors out to it, and there was even a bench out on the patio too. But of course, I never made it out there. But if I had stayed longer, I might have made it out there. But um, but yeah, they were real good to me. They were really on top of it. If I hit that call button, they were there in no time flat. So, um, yeah, really, Beth, a patio. It was a cute little patio. It's probably about 8 feet by 8 feet, and it had a brick wall down one side, which would separate me from the other side. And then there was a big, huge flower box across the top, and it just beautiful purple and pink flowers blooming in it, which I could see from my bed, which was nice. So,
Wow,
so yeah,
Montana's hospital game is on point.
yeah, and good food too. So, um, I was really, really, really pleased with my food there too. Have either of us heard from Randy? I have not heard from Randy since they were packing the truck yesterday, or Friday, and I'm not sure if they got it all packed Saturday and took off for North Dakota on Saturday, or if they took off for North Dakota this morning. I'm hoping they got it done in time to get going yesterday, so that she had time to do some unpacking today,
Do you
instead
think
of
she's
having
gonna
to.
be do you think she's gonna be okay for tomorrow?
She was hoping so. I haven't talked to her. I'll probably send her a message after we get done here and see what's going on.
Yeah, let me know, because if she
I
needs
will.
somebody.
Yeah, if we need to cover for her again.
Exactly. I just need to know ahead of time.
Exactly. So yeah, I have not heard from her, but I'm hoping everything went good. And hopefully her and Jefferson didn't get into any arguments or what needed packed where. Because, moving is one of those things where you're just like, everybody has their own way of wanting to do it. And just
It's
clap.
Tetris. It's
Yeah,
Tetris.
exactly.
Everybody has their own method of how to get the blocks
And
going.
how was your jigsaw puzzle working methods?
Uh, yeah, Kim, I would much prefer knowing by 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. so that I go to sleep at a good time and am up at 6 a.m. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it. Especially after I got these. I have an idea.
Those
So
are pretty.
somebody
Is that
somebody
one broken? Is
there
that one?
there are two that are broken on the strand. Somebody came in and asked Bernie if he would trade them for store credit. And I said, or I would take them. Bernie gave him store credit and then sold them to me. So,
Well, that was good. That worked good, didn't it?
yeah,
Sorry, thumb's getting a little sore.
considering, he gave the guy more store credit than he charged me for buying them. So,
Oh, definitely a good deal there for you, honey.
yeah,
But and a
they're
good
pretty.
deal for the fellow who brought him in too, for that matter.
Well,
So,
like I bought this graduated strand of chocolate moonstone from Sam like a year and a half ago. And it was a graduated strand. It was a very, very expensive strand.
I bet
And
chocolate moonstone isn't
every
it come by easily.
every which way I tried to design with it, I could never get it. And I got frustrated that it wasn't done. And so I took it in and he gave me very good store credit about what I paid for him. So that was nice of him. But yeah, he does that. Like if I order beads and then don't use them, he lets me bring them back. If I don't, like I got a strand of beads for my son and they were 12 millimeter. And he said, no, mom, those ones are just too big. And so I took them
Speaking of
back.
beads for your son, did you get that blue bead I sent you that you
I
said you
did.
thought he would like? Was
He
that?
does. Yes. And I think I'm going to put it with Aqua Tiger Eye because he loves
Oh,
Tiger Eye.
cool. Yeah.
So it'll go really well with that. I'm excited for it. Yeah, Bernie is
But
awesome. That's a thing people don't get. Like he sees the live sales as a show. The only problem is, and he gets very amped up for it. The problem is he's not drumming, so he's not getting rid of that
energy.
intense energy as the night goes on. And then something goes wrong, and it was like a big whatever. But no,
I think he has a bit of OCD, hun. It's like, it's got to be just this way.
absolutely
No, it's got to be
he
this
does.
way. No, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
I know, Kim.
Do you
In
feel
fact,
like you're calm in the storm sometimes?
I'm wondering, should I just text Randy and ask if she needs me for tomorrow?
We can do that. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it right
Uh,
now. We all want to know anyway.
yeah, I'm gonna ask her real quick.
But, but
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was smart. I can't imagine taking a house with a basement and trying to whittle that all down to
Well,
like an
actually,
apartment.
if you were not one of Randy's fans prior to their getting the house, they had a 400 square foot apartment before that. And she used
Wow.
to, in the summertime, she'd go outside and beat on her patio because that gave her more room. But they didn't use their living room as a living room ever. It was always her beading room. And they had cabinets around the shelves of it, and she beat it on a card table. That's
Oh
what she
wow.
had. So so it's not going to be anything new to her. I mean, in fact, this apartment's a lot bigger than that little one that they used to have. Oh, and it used to flood in this spring when with the melt off from the snow. That
Oh
her
wow.
apartment would flood, and she'd have these big, huge fans all through it, trying to dry it out. So it was quite the thing.
Cindy,
So
we're
this
glad you
is
made it. We're glad you made it.
hey Cindy. So yeah, this isn't going to be anything new to her. It's just and it's going to be a downsize from the house, but it's still going to be an upsize from the old apartment because it's a 2 bedroom apartment instead of a one little dinky 1 bedroom 400 square foot apartment.
Um, Kim, my son is doing good. He still isn't allowed to bear weight on it. His hop game is getting stronger every day, though. Sometimes it freaks me out because I think he hops like too long of a distance. Um, he is back at his internship. He's doing back with his classes and all of that stuff. So for the most part, things are going great. So we're really happy. We're happy that he's doing well. But yeah, I know, Kim, me too. Okay. So we all need to bug her until she comes on Beating Besties because I need to learn her jewelry journey. I've changed it from jewelry story because jewelry journey just sounds better. It's all about marketing, right? But
I could tell you part of it, but you probably want to hear all of it from her.
yes, I would love. I would love to have her on and get to like I'm
She
gonna
she did
do
she did mention that you had asked her to me,
Mhm.
and I told her go for it. It's a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. So we'll see if she
Yeah.
goes through.
I hope so because yes, I would love. I should have been something sociology. I really should have because I am so curious about people and their story and how they choose what step they took in life and what took it to get there and like that I love it. I love autobiographies. I love my daughter and I used to one of the things we used to do when she was a teenager because was disabled. So going to the mall wasn't always like we would go to a store or two and that would be all. But we would sit in the food court 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours watching people and like making up stories about them. And we would come home and we'd have no packages. And Steve would be like, where have you guys been? And I thought you were going shopping. We just sat in the food court the whole time and had a blast doing it. It was so fun. And so, yeah, it's
But
really up
before
to her.
before she started beading, and actually I think beading was her therapy because it was very uh, stressful. Her job. She was a drug addiction counselor at one of the prisons there. So
Wow. Yeah,
so
um she's she's smart. So yes. We are talking about Randy from Thunder Horse Descendants, Cindy. She's amazing. It's been nice to get to know her a little bit better. It really has. She's a very open person and everything else. How did we meet? We met actually. We met through YouTube.
mhm.
I took something that was going on the wrong way and voiced my concerns, and Beth said, no, Heather, you need to give her a chance. And I did, and I couldn't be happier that I did. Because I adore her and she's amazing. And now I just know that Randy is very much an open book and is that way. And so, but it really was thanks to Beth, because Beth said, Heather, please just give her another chance. Just give her another chance. You'll see. So I did. And I started watching your lives and I started commenting. And then we started talking behind the scenes. And
Mhm.
I am very happy to know you better as well. It's been great. She's the
Yep,
one
and
that
I'm
recommended.
glad that I'm glad that we got to become friends. Um,
Yes.
as you say, I was a little put off when you said what you said to me because I was doing what I was asked to do, and it was like, um, where do you get off? You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then we talked it out, and everything was good. You know,
Yeah.
so
And we even
but
recently had a conversation where I told her that that I was sorry and that I didn't realize that um that's who Randy is. She is very open book. We had one of our first phone calls. We were on the phone for like 45 minutes and we like talked about everything under the sun and everything else. So yeah.
mhm.
Ooh, how did Randy and Rosanna meet? That's got to be a good
Actually,
one.
through her YouTube, her channel, though she used to when she first started, she was on Facebook all the time, not YouTube. Jefferson actually encouraged her to get on YouTube. She hadn't been; she'd been doing Facebook lives and videos.
Yeah.
So, which of course she wasn't real happy about lately because Facebook decided to delete all the old videos. You know, so
Yep.
all her old content disappeared. So but yeah, I started watching her when she was beading in that teeny weeny little apartment, and we just got talking, and we meshed things back and forth between the two of us, or what do you think of this, or what do you think of that, and that's how we became friends. So
Yep.
um,
And I had a blast doing the joint unboxing. That it was
oh, the one we
everything
did on
it was
on the Friday before
everything
my
that
surgery.
it was everything that I thought it could be. I thought it was going to be great, that we would be able to bounce ideas back and forth. Somehow, in the vision of my brain, the audience never, you guys were like popping things all over the place too. And everybody, it was everything I wanted. So I'm totally going to be hitting people up to do that again because it was an absolute blast. I loved it. It was so much fun. I got so many ideas from all of you guys, and it's interesting to see that, again, the sociology aspect of it. It's interesting to see how two different people will see the box two different ways, and we've
Yeah,
talked
Randy
about
and
it.
I have discussed that a number of times. How we've said we could give designers 10 different designers the exact same beads, and when you came back to them, they'd have entirely different things. You know,
And
their designs would.
you told me that story, and I was gonna talk to you privately about it, but here we go. I think we should test that out. I
Oh,
think that I want to put together some bags and I want to send them out to some people, but those people will have to come on here so we can talk about the whys and the hows a bit. And I
mhm.
think that it would be an amazing social experiment to literally send out the 10 people or however many people the same beads. They're not allowed to talk about it. They're not allowed to do any of that kind of stuff. They've got to create it, and then we'll kind of have like an unveiling where one person at a time shows what they made. Kind of like the FOC. Yes, absolutely. It It is,
Except
and
for
it
we,
isn't.
instead of everybody getting different things, because the FOC, let's
Exactly.
face it, is different. We'd all get
Yeah.
the same things and see what, if anybody came up with anything similar,
Yeah. It would
or
be
if
a
it was
blast.
all entirely different.
Yeah. I think that it would be cool because yes, that's where it would be different. It would be that we could like spread it out and stuff. Gracia, I'm sorry. I hope I'm saying that right, first of all. And I just realized that you came in and you said that it's your first time around. I'm so
Oh,
excited that you're here.
welcome.
Rosanna also has a YouTube channel, In Rose's Garden. You'll have to check it out. Her little thing is a bright pink rose, just so that you know what it is, and that you're on the right person. It's Blast. I love you, Kim. I know last week was not a great week. Some stuff went down before the live, and so I was completely off my game, and I appreciate it. Oh, Gracia, thank you. That means a lot to me. Hey, Nicole, look who popped in. Hey, guy in the
Hey,
background. Yeah, I know, right, Kim? That's her Steve. How could we not get along? We both have a Steve.
Steve's, yeah. And they're
Yeah,
great Steve's too.
yeah, yeah. I like to say that I don't need a sugar daddy because I have a bee daddy, and I'm perfectly happy with him.
Yeah, I always
Okay,
tell folks when we go on vacation, my Steve is known to look for the bead stores for me. I don't have to find them myself. He finds them for
yes, Kim.
me.
She
So,
said, "No way, another Steve." Oh, I bet if he was getting up into the comments the way my Steve does, the two of them would probably they'd be like him and David during the live show, sitting off by themselves. What are those old Muppets called? I know they were named the ones that sat up in the
oh, I know
balcony
which ones you mean. The old guys that sat in the balcony was always saying stuff about the people on the stage. I can't remember what they
exactly.
were called, but I know who you're talking about.
I'm such a bigamist. You can like more than one Steve. It's okay.
But
Kim, I swear you were the comic relief every time. You, Beth, and Steve kept the wheels on the track. We kind of tilted one way here and there, but you kept it on the track, kept it light so that people weren't like completely just. And yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah, the
crazy.
hecklers. What is their names?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I can't
Oh,
remember. It's been so long. So, so um, I'm more likely to know Sesame Street. My younger sister does an absolutely excellent uh, imitation of Elmo.
yeah, Elmo was my thing back in the day, like even before Tickle Me Elmo and whatever became, and they like
Hmm.
blew up. And yeah, I'm gonna have to look up their names, guys, because it's gonna drive me crazy. Just a second.
Don't you just hate that when you know? Oh,
Yes,
there we go. Charlie, I think, just put it up.
Stapler and Waldorf. Okay, we all have those twos in our heads, making me crazy. Yes, you guys
Statler.
don't even know they were like sitting over there, and
Always, always.
Statler and Waldorf. Yeah, and we just kept, and I was like, will you two just shut up, please?
Yeah.
They do the same thing. They'll get, when we're trying to like pick the beads and put everything together and whatever else, their conversation gets to be so loud that Bernie and I are like, but yeah, it was good. They're cool though. Just chuckling. Yeah, they were. You guys would have laughed. They're both sitting over there with their bald heads.
And making
They're crazy.
jokes.
Yep.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, but you know, we needed them. They kept things light. They did great, and yeah,
Comic
exactly.
relief.
Yes, exactly. We needed it. But you know what? We got through the whole thing. So, and then like 5 minutes after, Bernie's like, how did we? I missed this whole section of Mother of Pearl. Why did we not? And I'm like, okay, I do have something to mention, everybody. I am over 400 subscribers. And
Yay!
I know that I did not do the giveaway for 250. I have all the stuff to do it. Life happened. And that was one of the last things that I was focused on at the time. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably do both of those at the same time. So, then we'll just have the winners for both of them. But I'm just over 400. So, if you have other beady people, if you wouldn't mind sending them my way, what I'm doing is for 250, I'm giving one person 250 beads. For 500 subscribers, somebody is going to get 500 beads. Same for 750, but they'll get 750. And then when I hit 1,000 subscribers, then one person will get 1,000 beads, and 10 other people will get 100 beads. So it'll be fun. Plus, YouTube just recently told me that, according to their analytics, that I will reach the monetization thing from watch hours before like when they do all the math and graph
Yeah,
than I would
there's
with
three things you have to hit to get monetized.
yeah.
And the
Well, yeah,
last one is, of course, the 1,000 subscribers. So let's get her those
yeah,
1,000 subscribers, ladies. Let's encourage
yeah.
that. So
It'll it'll be great. It's fun. And you know, the monetization, yes, that will be great, whatever. But I just love the community we're building. For any of you, Gracia, I started my channel 3 months ago, I think.
yeah, about that.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 months ago. I got really active on my channel about a month and a half ago. And then I was trying to think of creative ways to bring viewership to my channel. And right around that same time, I started getting questions about men's jewelry because I was asking in our little group what they would like to see. And it was men's jewelry. I can't make it. I don't know. So that's when the day I counted out the days that were left before Father's Day, and it was 28 days, so 4 weeks. And that's when I decided to go ahead and do the 28 days of men's jewelry. And I've been trying to also show that while you may think that it's difficult or it's completely different from women's jewelry, it's really not. Just changing one bead in a bracelet, like I said in the tiger eye one, take out the
Yeah.
buffalo horn spacer, pop in a faceted spinel, and it's a women's bracelet. Although
Or a
that
crystal
bracelet,
would be pretty too.
yes, but the bracelet as is could have been worn by a woman. There was nothing wrong with it, but it's
Yeah.
something men would also buy. And so I've had I've had so much fun. I love making men's jewelry, so it's been fun for me. I've just been very intentional, and I actually went back and like checked all of my projects. I'm really trying to keep it different. I don't want to just do a variation of the same design over and over again because that gets boring. And so I've
Hmm.
just wanted to um, keep the variety. I just did the wire wrapped ones, and when I did it, I showed like four different variations. One that was
I need
just
to watch
all
that video still. I haven't seen that one yet. So
yeah. So one that was just all copper. This one had turquoise and buffalo horn. Sorry, turquoise and buffalo horn. And then I had two variations that were just the buffalo horn. I'm gonna tell you my favorite actually was the one where I stacked the really thin buffalo horn spacers together, and it mimicked the wraps.
Mm.
So so because it was so skinny, they lined up almost perfectly, and so it was just I just like the continuity of the design, the wraps, stacked wraps, and then the stacked pastries. I just like the way that it turned out, and I was actually going to tell you guys, you need to tell me not to give it any more tips, like, because I had to watch it last night, which, if you've been around, you know that I don't, aw, thanks, Kim. That's nothing to make me happier. Love that. Aw.
Mm. That's wonderful.
I know, that's what makes me cry. So I like the continuity of the stacked and the wraps being the same. So that was really cool. I've been having a lot of fun. I talked with the most amazing young designer. She just started a few months ago, you guys. Her wire weaving, like Bernie literally went and pulled pieces that a friend of his said, "Hey, can I bring these down? And if they sell, I'll give you a cut." And he was like, "Yours are better than this." And so then I talked about her in the video. She kept saying, like, "Okay, and when is this video going to drop?" Because her boyfriend really, really liked the pure copper. And so I had to redo it when I got home. I didn't realize it didn't have sound, but I was literally going to like tell the ladies in one of the group chats we had, like, how can you guys not tell me how many times I say, "Oh, and here's a great tip." And then I woke up this morning and there were like 3 or 4 comments that were like, "Love all the little tips you give us." So that
Well,
made me
I'll
happy.
I'll be really honest with you, ladies. I have been beading for years, and well, I've had my YouTube channel for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years now, and I could not make a barrel knot to save my life. They always fell apart on me. Heather showed me how, and I made a bracelet the other day with barrel knots on either side, and hey, they're still holding up there. so,
Yeah,
so I was like, see, we all have something we can teach each other. I mean,
exactly.
it's not just because I've been beading as long as I have, and I've been a creator for as long as I have. That doesn't mean
You were a
that I know
child.
everything.
You started designing as a child, which I think is amazing.
But actually,
But
I'll have to do that later. I was gonna dig out. I have one of my first bracelets I made, and I still have it, and I still love it. The only problem is one of the beads broke. This was made 40 years ago. So there's no more of those beads around. I've never seen another one for years. So I can't repair it, which sort of breaks my heart. Though I'm thinking of taking it apart and remaking it maybe with another bead or two of a different type to so that I can have it again because I really loved that bracelet. But boy, I look at that and I go, "Oh my God, that is like that old wire, that was steel braided wire that," and I'm like, "Look, did I really use this crap?"
well, and I came up with an idea the other day, and I told this young lady the same thing, and I don't know who I was talking to today, but I want to get a jewelry journal where I can put all of my print out a picture of all of my designs, maybe put a couple of notes next to it, like that this is 18 gauge wire, and I took 8 inches and I used the second step. Just quick little like notes next to them, but also so that I can go back a year from now, 2 years from now, and either revitalize that design or just see how much I've grown as an artist in the amount of time. So I really think that I would encourage all of you to give that a go too, because then you see your growth. It's not somebody telling you and you going, "Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh." No, you'll be able to see how you've grown as an artist, how you've grown as a designer, um, all of that kind of stuff. And I think that it would really been, I really think it would be a benefit to all of us because we all are our worst critics. Nobody in the public can say anything meaner than what we say to ourselves, which to that I say, ladies, it's a state of mind and only we can change it. It's literally a state of mind. Change the channel to a positive one where you're telling yourself you're beautiful, you're enough, you're loved, you're all of those things instead of spinning the negative thoughts that we all have. We can do it. But yes, I'm so glad that, oh, I hope you do, Carrie. They're not hard. And the thing was is that I practiced for a long time so that I could have my fingers in a way that you could still see the knot, because I think that was the problem with some other teachers is that they would always say, well, I can't show you what the knot looks like yet. And I think that was
Oh,
the thing.
yeah. Yeah.
So I practiced to where I was able to have the leather this way in my fingers instead of my fingers being like that, blocking the leather. So then you were able to see what it looked like and go from there. But yeah, Nicole, that's awesome. Yes, see, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. I
I
really
have
do think that it would be
I
a
used to
benefit
never
to
take
that.
pictures of mine, and Randy encouraged me to, so I do all the time anymore. And I have a book I keep them in, just like she does. But
Oh, I didn't know Randy did that.
yeah, she has a design book, and actually, she
Oh,
encouraged
yes.
me to start mine. And she draws her sketches, her ideas out in that design book, especially if she can't get to them right away. And then she does up the designs and takes pictures and puts the a finished picture with her drawing. So yeah. Now I'm gonna show you guys something. This is a package of paintbrushes, right? These are new ones. I haven't used them before. And because they are new and they're the thinner ones, they have this lovely tube on them. Well, you can't see it. Yeah, come on, Rose, get the right way. There we go. See this little lovely tube?
Yep.
There it is. Okay.
That
Beautiful,
was
perfect
genius.
little puff, perfect tube for barrel knots. It works perfectly. And it came off a simple paintbrush. You don't have to buy tubes.
Nope.
And this is the what I use when I'm making
Yeah,
them now.
I
And it
saw
works
that you
perfect.
did that. I was like, that is a great idea to use the tube so you can see how far your leather is and you can see where
Mhm.
you are and all of that kind of stuff. And it's great. I have a couple of ideas that are percolating. I have some things written down and whatever else so that or I've actually created a link or two and I have them in a box so that when I'm done with the 28 days of men's jewelry, I have some ideas for stuff
But
coming up. So,
when you showed the tube, I'm like, what can I use? Because I have to have something to wrap the barrel knot on if I'm going to make it work. What am I going to use? And I just happened to have that unopened package of paintbrushes there because I use them when I'm doing my painting my pieces for my,
right.
painting my hair barrette pieces or hair combs, as the case may be.
Yeah, they're
So I need
beautiful.
paintbrushes. So I just had them sitting there because of that. And I just thought they have a little tube on them. All the little ones have a little tiny tube on them. Perfect size. The leather fits
And
through great.
yeah, and speaking of finding alternatives, we had somebody comment on one of the videos about needing a 6-step bail making plier. And this is my solution, you guys. Literally crochet hooks. You
Mm.
can get a generic set of crochet hooks that start at size 2 or 3 and go up to size 10 or 12 for like $4 or $5 on Amazon. And then you have the wide variety because the barrel of the crochet and or knitting needle is the size. So you get an even, you know exactly what size it is. You can go up half a millimeter. You can, so you get what you want. And
Right.
I'll tell you guys, I just placed an order with Leathercord USA because I have a couple ideas. I'm hoping that they get here before Father's Day, but if not, I'm excited because I have some ideas that I think would be great. And I can't wait to share them with all of you guys. And yes, Kim, a straw works too. Yeah, a straw
And
works too.
and as far as the crochet hooks for the barrel for the bale maker, let's face it, they do double duty then, because if you crochet anything, if you crochet jewelry, I don't very often, but Randy does sometimes, and she does a super job of it. I do every once in a while. It's one of those rare things,
Yeah,
happens, but not often. Then you have the crochet hooks for that too.
yeah, exactly.
You
And
know,
so you have they
let
do
your
double
things do
duty.
double duty for you. I mean,
Absolutely.
if you've got something that will work for something you need a tool for, and you've got something that is, it's not the same exactly, but it works the same, use it.
Yeah. And for everybody that's new, Gracia, we have a group. It's called Beading Besties. I say we because it doesn't belong to anybody. Yes, I started it. Yes, my Sunday show is called Beading Besties, but it's different. There are membership questions that actually require you to type out an answer because I have found that the scammers and the bots are getting smarter and they're just picking answers. So the typing one is a lot harder because they have to answer a specific question. But we have, no, Kim, I mean to wrap, to do these, like to do the wire working and stuff like that. If you don't
Right,
have the 6-step bail making pliers, you can
right.
use,
She's talking
yeah,
in exchange for bell makers as opposed to the
right.
tube. The tubes you want, like any kind of, like, that's hollow, something that's hollow, that's about the right size for your leather to go through.
Yeah.
Um,
The crochet hook I just meant as far as like making knots and wire working and stuff like that, because they go all the way down to like 1 millimeter. And so you could literally make the French wire using a
Heather
crochet
is
hook.
cupping the crochet hooks as for the various sizes of your bell maker, your
Right.
stepped bell maker.
And then you're
So,
not having to buy the 6-step and all of these. And it's like
but
a
I
never
have all of
ending
them
thing.
anyway.
Yeah, I have them all too because I didn't think of using the crochet hooks before I bought them.
Yeah,
But yeah. So, but the Beading Besties is a great group, guys. We have a group chat set up for every state as well as one for US territories where you can go. We're still growing, so there some of the states don't have but one person or two people, but the point of it is for us to be able to interact with each other, and you can do virtual beading sessions until the group gets bigger and you find other people in your local area, and then you can meet up in person. And that is the it's we need community, even if it is virtually, even if you guys are just setting up a Facebook group chat and everybody's popping on, and maybe one person shows like where they're at with a certain project, and then they just talk as they bead, and you can show your work as it goes on. And if somebody's having problems with the technique, the other people can have them, all of that stuff. Oh my gosh, Chris, I've had that happen. Did you
I
get the
had that
snap?
happen with my tripod, with my
Yeah,
new
you did.
tripod when I bought it.
Yeah,
I had ordered the tablet holder and the arm to hold it onto my new tripod. The tablet holder was here when it got here, but there was a big giant hole in the bag from Amazon, and the tripod holder, the arm itself, was gone. So I
yeah,
went up to the post office thinking, well, maybe it made it this far. If they have it there, maybe I
yeah,
can still. It was gone. Who knows where
yeah,
it fell out at? You know.
yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Well, that's like I had an order, not a small order either. I had an order where my son, when he wasn't long out of the hospital, but still insisted on helping me. When he was putting in the address, he checked the first one, not realizing that they have 3 of those address in that state. And so
Oh dear.
somebody got a really nice haul of beads.
Oh
But
dear.
no, it happens. Yeah, I sent him a postcard, haven't heard from them. So, but yeah. So, but it really is about companionship. It really is about that. So, a lot of us deal with chronic pain, and there are times when just the thought of having to get up and take a shower and whatever else is a reason to say, nope, I'm not going. And it
Mhm.
is very difficult for people to stop, to continue invitations after you've declined so many. So
Yeah.
this period's helpful. You guys can ask questions of each other. You guys can compare different items. You can post your items. You guys can set up a bead swap if you want. Just keep it into a messenger group, please. And if you decide to do it, you have to know that Beading Besties is not responsible if you get beads you don't like, whatever else. It's completely up to you guys, but you're completely you're completely able to do that, because I know I'm very picky about my beads that have AB. Most of them I don't like. I know that there are
Mhm.
people that love it. So I have little like boxes for different stuff that I don't really use. And
And,
so,
and it's
but yeah.
funny, Heather doesn't like AB, and I have some crystals that even have double AB.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I just don't like when they're putting it on there to cover up cheap glass. That's my
Yeah,
thing.
that's true. Most of
Yeah.
mine that are double AB are old Swarovskis and things like that, so not cheap by a
Yeah.
long shot. But
No.
oh, I wanted to show you guys something. I know that my own group has seen this. The other day when I was organizing, I found the box. Ta-da! This is my first bead box.
Aw.
My very first one. There's still beads in it. In fact, some of them have prices on them that I'm going, really? Because
Yeah,
this
right.
beautiful carved tiger's eye bison. Yeah, let's see if I can get it in. See him? Isn't he beautiful?
Aw.
He was $1 when I got him. Ain't gonna get him for $1 today. But
You'd pay 10
and
bucks for
the
that.
price is stuck on my box here, $1 for this little guy, and he's
Yeah.
perfect carved. See, even his little face
You
is
hate
carved.
almost all of the beads that you have. Well, then, Linda, swap them out. Like, come on. Kim, yes, Beading Besties is only on Facebook. We've talked about, I don't know enough about Instagram or other social media. If I would eventually like to set up some kind of a what's known as a Discord server, whatever, where you don't have to be part of like a platform. You can, it's just for that. Um, I looked into what's the one that Sarah Lovecraft uses. Damn, Durkums, I can't think of it. I don't want, if I set up a Beading Besties elsewhere, I don't want I don't want there to be a charge for it, is what I'm saying. And the one that I'm thinking of, you have to ask for money. You can't set up a free Discord service, because then they're not making money off of you. I already looked into that. I got
Oh, that's
excited.
funny because the Idaho Renaissance Fair, which I has a Discord channel, and they don't charge us anything.
Huh. Well, but they
So
have their own website.
yes,
So then
yes.
they can have ads that they make money from.
Uh,
But
well, so
yeah,
does YouTube on every one of our channels. There's ads in here. I bet there's been a few while we've been going on.
yeah, exactly. Kim, yes, if you guys want to do a bead swap, I will set it up. I just need to yes, Patreon. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Yes, Patreon you have to pay for. Okay, Kristen, we need to talk. If you know one that you don't pay anything for, then we need to talk and we will get it up. That way we can do that. As far, yes, Kim, Patreon charges. That's why I couldn't do it there. But if you guys want to do a bead swap at Beading Besties, just know that you're doing so at your own risk. Obviously, if you get in there and you're getting scammed and somebody's completely whatever, then they'll just be removed from the group. That's the only way that I
And
can nip that in the
I
bud. The rest of it, just please just know that if you do so, it's at your own risk, all of that kind of stuff. But yes, thank you, Gracia. I appreciate that. I like short hair. It's easy. But anyways, guys, we are at over an hour. Is anybody surprised with Rose on? Kidding. Of course we went over time, but I understand the whole, like, when she's done doing morning coffee and she's like, but I miss all you guys. And I was like, maybe I'll take the time slot between Randy and Rosanna. But if Randy goes over, then mine starts late. If Rose starts, it's just the whole thing. But I'm going to try to choose a day and time where I can do a live during the day. It's just with my disability. Sometimes it's hard to be on a schedule, but I did it last week.
if you're going to do a live, if you're going to do a live on the same day I do lives, Heather, you might want to wait 2 hours after I start.
Exactly. I know this, but no. So I did it last week though. I did it for 7 days. I got up. I was on time. I started the live. I made a design. I proved to myself that I can do it. You guys are worth it. You're worth it. So we'll get it figured out. But yes, thank you, Cindy. Yes, we do have a live sale on Wednesday from Bernie's. It'll be a lot of fun. So it'll be good. You're gorgeous too, Kim. Love you guys. Let me see. That's a good question. Let me see if Randy texts back. Nope, she did not text back.
I'll try and call her later.
Okay, I just saw a phone call I need to make. Sorry. But anyways, we will see you guys then. Love you all. Rosanna, thanks for coming on. Glad you're healing. Love to see you smile and laugh. So we will all do good.
And I will be on my live tomorrow morning.
Oh, good. We will see you then. Have a wonderful rest of the
night. And I'm going to make those pearl earrings that we were going to make today, but we chatted instead. But hey,
we did.
We love a good chat, don't we, ladies?
We do indeed. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful rest of the night, and we'll see you soon. Bye.